Yeah, I don't like things touching my ears. I don't know. I'm very sensitive about people touching my ears. It's not a place where things should be going. You got glue ear? What is glue ear? I'm learning all sorts of new things today. More steel. Glue ear. I know all the science packs are starting to spoil. Glue ear happens when fluid builds up inside your middle ear and doesn't drain away. It gets thicker and becomes sticky like glue. It can affect your hearing, but usually doesn't cause pain. Interesting. How does that happen? Is it just like a random sort of thing, or is it like a heritable condition? What causes that? I assume it's just one of those things that just happens to some people. Oh my goodness, look at the robots go. Okay, how are you looking? You're doing okay. Just need some more uranium rounds. That's common in kids after a cold or ear infection. Okay. Makes sense to me. How is this thing filling up? It's getting there. Still got a long ways to go, it looks like. Another couple hundred rockets. Probably like another 10 rockets or something like that. I don't even know if this is everything I need. Am I bringing up nuclear reactors? I probably should bring up nuclear reactors, though. Even just a couple. Just say 2 nuclear reactors. What else do I need for nuclear reactors? Heat exchangers, heat pipes. Maybe we'll request 100 heat pipes instead. Landing pad, heating tower. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. Alright, look at the science go. Hex yeah. They put them in, it was like, breathe this in. It felt like you were conscious again, but you had them in. Ah, the anesthetic, yeah. Yeah, anesthetic's incredible. Like, I don't even really remember what happened before like, when I got put under. I remember being in the waiting room. I remember putting on, like, the clothes or whatever they put on you before you, like, get operated on. I vaguely remember being taken to the surgery. I laid down on, like, the operating table. I think they talked to me for a bit. I don't even really remember them putting the mask on me. I just remember, like, waking up. It felt like almost instantly. And then, like, it was like, oh, it's done. I was like, what? And I felt really well rested. Was the big thing. I felt super, super well rested. I was like, oh wow, that was amazing. I think I told the nurse as much. I was like, that was the most amazing sleep I've had in ages. Yeah, modern medicine is pretty incredible for sure. Yeah, the big problem is we just don't have enough circuit boards. I can send down my circuit boards, because I'm heading back to Fulgora later. Let's drop them down. It looks like we ran out of agricultural science. Yeah, the agricultural science is a pain in the freaking neck. Because it spoils. Oh, it spoils. Projectile damage. Probably should upgrade projectiles a couple more times. Let's get it up to level 10 maybe. That sounds like a good place to leave projectile damage. Personal battery Mark II. Sorry, Mark III. What kind of batteries do I even have? I don't even know. I think I've just got Mark I battery. No, I've got Mark II batteries. My setup is so basic. Exoskeletons, energy shields. How much more ammo do we need? Another 100 or so. I can just go to Fulgora. Once you've got the ammo that's coming, just head to Fulgora. So many quality modules, that's crazy. Absolutely incredible. Alright, are you on the move yet? Or are you still receiving ammunition? I think you're still receiving ammunition. Yeah, on the way 100, so it's getting its full load and then it's going to come out. Meanwhile, this guy gets nothing. That's really sad. We're focusing on resupplying the other platform. Which doesn't really need to be resupplied, to be totally honest. Let's get this projectile damage shit going. Yeah, I have no idea if we can even make it to Aquila, even with all these techs at level 10. I'm really not sure. Okay, now red circuits seem like they're the problem. What's wrong with red circuits? Because the supply of green circuits is spotty. Why is the supply of green circuits spotty? The supply of green circuits is spotty because... not enough. Enough belt. More speed. Faster, faster, faster. It's still not fast enough? There's no way. Even after upgrading to green belt, it's still not fast enough. How fast can you expect this to be? At least they're all getting a little bit now. Grommets just literally fall out one day. Oh. So they're just in your ear, and then at some point they just come out on their own. Well, it's good that they just come out on their own. You don't have to have, like, surgery to have them removed, I suppose, because that sounds like it would be really invasive. I have so much calcite on this platform, I don't know what to do with it. Well, at least they're no longer in your head, I suppose. That's the good thing. You gotta focus on the positives, right? Focus on the positives, that those things are no longer somewhere inside your ears. Alright, so this shit is actually just not able to produce as fast as it could be. Ah, now the problem is the copper supply is dead. And why is the copper supply so shit? I can see so much copper, like, flying around. Why is it not going anywhere? I can see all this copper here, but it's just not traveling where it needs to. Is really that much copper being eaten up by this stuff? Maybe. Let's grab some more speed modules. My platform is full. Drop off some carbon, I guess. Some sulfur. That should be enough. If this, I can also upgrade the belt. Oh, it's actually not able to produce shit fast enough. The belt is still not fast enough. That's crazy. How's that possible? You don't remember experience of glue? It was just no one day they were like, you need these. Well, I suppose if the doctors did their jobs right, you probably wouldn't have had the worst of the symptoms, I guess, because they would have gotten to it before it became a problem, right? If that makes sense. Like, that would be good medical practice if they were able to address the issue before it became, like, a serious problem. Okay. So how's this train going? This train is, like, the crux of, like, the entire factory. Damn, look at this, man. With all of these bonuses, we're still not able to fill up these boxes, like, super quickly. That's incredible. Can I fill up these boxes, like, faster? I don't think I really can. That's crazy. I'm gonna make sure I get out of the way, because the train will hit me. You can die from getting hit by your own trains. Since I've got power armor and stuff like that, I think I'd be safe, but... Let's put in the last few here. I feel like this is the sort of thing where you need these stack inserters for. How do you even make stack inserters? I don't remember. Processing units, jelly, carbon fiber, and bulk inserters. Ooh. That seems, not nice. Yeah, the jelly is probably the part of that that's the most, irritating. Speaking of stone, we are completely out of stone. That's incredible. I mean, there's more stone on the planet, but that patch that we were using is completely empty. Damn. Just one of those things, I guess. Okay, let's send some more carbon down. Okay, how go you? Oh, you're actually nearly filled up. With all the materials that I requested. I mean, the big question is, like, have I got everything I need? I'm not sure. Someone was like, to your mum, they don't bully her in school. She was like, so autistic, she would tune it all off. That's fair, yeah. You know, a lot of people with autism are like that, right? Like, unless you talk about something they're really interested in, they don't really want to have a bar of you. But once it's, like, something that you're interested in, like AO. Okay, now we're not actually able to fill up the line fast enough. Okay, now we have a massive surplus of these green circuits. What's the problem with the reds? Ah, still copper supply is an issue. Damn, so we really just can't get enough copper into the factory. That's crazy. Even after all this time, copper supply is still such a massive issue. How can I increase copper supply? I really don't know how to increase copper supply. Like, I'm mining and making so much copper, we just can't get it here fast enough. The only thing I can think of is that we just literally, like, forego the trains and just... I mean, I could expand the platform somewhat. I would have to get rid of a lot of these accumulators. But I've got phone calls about you as your mum because of your ODD. Wait, ODD? What's ODD? Because I know there's OCD, ADHD, ADD. What's ODD? Ah, right. What you were talking about for oppositional defiant disorder. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I know what that is. I just didn't recognize the acronym. Yeah, you were talking about it before. I remember. Having that must be pretty challenging, I imagine. Look at all these materials that are being made, but nothing is getting done with them. Like, the copper stream is, like, so strong, and then it just peters out. One of life's great mysteries. Yeah, copper is just non-existent right now. It's really that bad, huh? I don't know how to increase copper supply. Short of, yeah, short of expanding the train. But it's going to be in a very awkward shape, because I've designed the train to be 3 carriages of each. So it would have to be, like, on, like, a weird angle. I could have more trains running on the system. That's a possibility. Let's try that out. I haven't done these signal stuff in a while, rail signals. I know how to do them. I shouldn't say I know how to do them. I've used them before, but I don't remember how to use them. But we could probably have 2 trains running on this network at the same time. Rail signal. So I think all we need to do is break the network into a few chunks. I think that might even be good enough. Okay. So how do I do this? No group assigned. Okay, let's go to trains. Okay, so that train it minds its own business. So this train. No, this is the wrong train. This is the train. Oh shit, is there gonna be a collision? Oh, it's red. I mean, I guess we'll find out. The train should stop here at the signal because it's got a red light. You can see the red light, yeah? Okay. So how do I just get this train to have the exact same instructions as the previous one? Yeah, I guess I just have to program it with the same instructions. It's empty or 180 seconds pass. Add station, Brandon Jasper. Full cargo, or, what's the other condition? Or 180 seconds have passed. Okay, off you go. Okay, so according to this... Okay, I need to probably break the network into more chunks. In your old primary school, there was a fence, and beyond the fence, there was someone's house. You remember you threw someone's hat into the backyard? I remember in my primary school, there was a similar sort of situation. There was like an area that was like next to a fence as well. Like just somebody's house, and like, you know, regularly, you know, the usual sort of suspects would bother like the people who lived there. Had to be told off. Okay, I don't know if I've done this correctly. I mean, I guess we'll find out. So I'm gonna watch these trains for a bit, because I need to make sure that I did this right. So this train should just fill up. Which it has. Ah, it should be ore. So then it'll head back. And it should stop at this light, because it's a red light. This has a green light, so it should be able to go. Hey Master, how you doing? Just wanted to check in before running Warframe. Enjoy your Warframe. Hope you have a fun time. I'll probably lower this to 90 seconds, I reckon. Same with this one. Okay. Yes, the trains are working! I did it, Mazda. I've got 2 trains working on the same system. This is how they do it in real life, too, I bet. Alright, I've remembered how to use rail signals. Hooray. Yeah, you need to have more than two chunks, otherwise they get confused, because they think that, like... Because one train... If you have only 2 chunks, one train has to be in each, so they can't move. They get paralyzed. So the chunks are... Before this station, there's a chunk... A signal... Where is the signal? I know it's somewhere around here. There's the signal. So the signal's there. There's another signal there. And then the final signal is here. So that works. Awesome. How good is that? I reckon we're not going to have enough materials to supply this, this business, though. So I think we're going to have to upgrade. I don't know if we got the materials for this upgrade, but I'll go for it anyway. Try this. I hope you're doing well anyway, Milestone. I hope you have a great time playing some Warframe. I know you've been playing it a lot. I've seen you hopping on in on Steam. So hopefully you're having an awesome time. What else can I get rid of? I don't really want to drop off any of these materials. Alright, nice. I remember once you were annoying this person, she was like, I'm gonna get my boyfriend to deal with you, and I'm not afraid of imaginary people. Yeah, that's funny. You're enjoying it? The grind is unreal. Unreal in a good way, or unreal in a not so good way? Why are my robots not? Why are my robots not upgrading stuff? Oh no. The robots are coming all the way from the other part of the base to deliver this stuff. Oh, poor robots. That's what they decided. That's what they've decided to do, so that's what I'll let them do. I'm gonna hop on this train, I'm gonna catch a ride back to base. Once the train fills up, we'll zip back off to base. You just have to look up things sometimes, yeah. But yeah, Warframe, because I've seen some of your videos when you play, it looks so complicated. I don't know if maybe I'm just not smart enough to process what's happening, but it looks very, very complicated. It looks cool, though. Like, I will admit, everything that you're doing looks awesome. I'm surprised I remembered how to do 2 trains on one chunk. So this train is stopped here because the other train, I think, is still emptying? Yes. And we'll keep going for a few more seconds, and then it's going to launch. There we go. It's going to be green light go. Fantastic. Alright, this is cool, man. 2 trains on the same system? That's freaking awesome, man. How quick can we fill up these trains? Yeah, we're gonna get to the point, though, where there's actually not enough copper to fill the trains anymore. You can sort of already see it's happening. So I'm hoping that this major upgrade project is gonna... hopefully... increase our output by quite a bit. But we shall see. 1,500 entities are missing materials. Oh no. We actually don't have enough turbo belt for that. We can send some more turbo belt down. There we go. We can always send this back to Vulcanus to get more materials too. Okay. So things are on the move. Which is good. I'm just amazed that we still have, like, barely any petroleum. There's a flush button? When was this added to the game? I did not know this was a thing. So if I really wanted, I could destroy 214,000 light oil. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. That seems like a not good idea. Okay, 100 and something entities are not assigned. Is that because we don't have enough materials, or because they just haven't been assigned yet? Why haven't they been assigned? Don't know. They just haven't. Yeah, there's probably a couple of, like, bits here and there that we can save. I've got a couple of extra pieces of belt for some reason. Yeah, there's a couple of pieces that we just don't need. I think I might have accidentally added too many when I was creating the design originally. Well, everything's been assigned in the project, so I think it's probably all good now. It just needs to actually be upgraded. Yeah, here we go. This is the problem that I was anticipating. There's no longer enough copper being stored to actually fill the entire system. Oh well. I've done my part. Now it's up to the factory to do the rest. Increase our mining productivity again. Why not? Let's get it up to productivity 10. That means we're basically mining twice as much materials. And let's get another laser tech upgrade as well, because why not? Alright, so what's your deal? You're actually all full up and ready to go. I reckon we head you back to Vulcanus for now. We can head you to Gleba after that. You're actually all ready to go. What else do I need? Is there anything else that I need? I feel like having more inserters is always welcome. We may as well bring big electric poles. I reckon we'll probably need a fair bit more pipe, so let's pack some more pipe with us. Solar panels and stuff are not going to be that useful, I don't think. So we won't bother bringing them. We could also pack modules, but I don't know how useful having heaps of modules is going to be. May as well bring some. Just so that we have them ready to go if need be. What else can we bring? We're not really going to need ammo. That's not an issue. We might increase the amount of uranium that we're bringing up, so we'll bring 200 cells. What other things could we possibly pack? Furnaces? Yeah, we should probably bring some furnaces with us just in case. I'm not sure if we even need them, but I'll bring them. What else? We don't need vehicles, I know that. We don't need any type of defenses. Train tracks? I'm not sure if we need train tracks, so I won't bother packing them. Refined concrete, maybe? What is refined concrete going to be used for? Not really anything that I can think of. Recyclers, no. Labs, no, definitely not. Might be worth bringing a couple of centrifuges just in case. You never know when you might need them. That's probably about it. I can't really think of anything else that we might need. Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to pack train tracks unless I know I actually need them. And I believe the planet is mostly water-based. I'll bring some beacons. Beacons are always useful. Watch out. That's really it, I think. We can always pack like 500 refined concrete. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Because it is pretty difficult to make refined concrete. It's worth hanging on for just a little bit of it. Alright, that should be everything. So now we've got some increased demand that we can fulfill. Let's get that done. We actually ran out of power, so we're going to actually need to set up more accumulators. Oops, I just sent materials down to Vulcanus. Actually, that's fine, no, I'm processing iron and copper here. Not in particularly large numbers, but I am processing it. Okay, so we need to actually improve the power situation again, because we are demanding so much electricity. Okay. Okay. Let's start with solar panels. This factory ever hungers for more electricity. It's actually kind of incredible how much electricity this factory needs. Genuinely, I'm impressed how much electricity this factory can consume. Whoa. actually works, huh? I didn't realize I could live scroll with this to make more requests. Sorry, to change what I'm constructing. But I'm kind of surprised that with all the, with how extensive our solar reworks have been, that we still aren't producing enough solar power to feed the factory overnight. I would not have expected it would still be a problem all this time later. So I genuinely thought, like, we'd done it, we'd solved the problem. Evidently not. Okay, where else can we put solar panels? That we haven't already. We just fill in this, like, entire lake. Why not, right? May as well. When in Rome. Do as the Romans do, right? Whenever I think of that quote now, I always think of Fantastic from Fallout New Vegas. If you use the lasers to destroy the NCR presence, the next time you go in, he's like dressed up as a legionnaire, and he says that quote. It's incredible. One of the best written characters, I think. It's like a side bit character. He's really funny. His whole line about, they asked me if I knew anything about theoretical physics, and he says I have a theoretical degree in physics. It's so clever. Like, he's actually very smart, but he's also like an idiot. I really enjoy those sorts of characters. Am I not making landfill? I could have sworn I was making landfill. We are, we're just making it exceptionally slowly. We need 1.2k landfill. Yikes. Yeah, Fantastic is a fantastic character. Where was I putting these solar panels? I got distracted. So I've done that section. Is it over here? Is this where I was working on them? Ah, yeah, here we go. More solar. And yes, I know I've got nuclear reactors. I know I could set up nuclear reactors. But I like having solar power. Feels good, man. Solar power feels good. Yeah, the thing about solar power that I think a lot of people neglect to think about is storage. And how are we going to store the power overnight, stuff like that. And the answer is obvious, it's batteries, we know this. But then it's like, well, what do you make the batteries out of? It's like, well, lithium, of course. And then you remember, like, oh yeah, lithium has this bad habit of, like, exploding. And that kind of, it's a bit scary to think about. So it's nice the concept, I think, of switching, like, full-on, like, solar power is. I don't know if we're quite ready yet. Until lithium batteries become, like, a bit safer, maybe. Keep in mind, I'm not, like, a scientist or anything. I'm just a cat who plays video games. I know next to nothing about anything of actually import. Yeah, that's a lot of new solar panels. How's the power situation actually look? So the problem, it seems, is the lack of accumulators rather than a lack of solar generation. So the accumulator is going to run dry before the solar panels can switch back on. It looks like. It's not massively behind. Probably like another... couple hundred accumulators, I reckon, might be enough. Okay, so where are we putting these bad boys? Okay, we can put a whole bunch around here. I wonder what the actual ratio IRL is of, like, solar power to batteries. Like, how many batteries do you need for, you know, X amount of solar power generation? I think probably the batteries might be bigger than the solar farms themselves, I think. Possibly. I would not be surprised if that were the case. Just keep rolling, 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 rolling. Yeah, the good thing is we can fit quite a lot of accumulators in a very small space. So they tend to be put down pretty quickly. Because I think in the space that we put, I think it's 8 solar panels. I think we can fit 16 accumulators in the same amount of space. So it works out quite nicely. Yeah. Let's put some more accumulators, just a few more, I reckon. We're all good. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Hopefully that should alleviate the situation a little bit. Okay, Christopher Hendrickson needs more space. Let's ship down some more iron and copper. Some carbon too, I think we can probably afford to send. I'll never understand why the rockets have like so much delay between them. Like, why can't we just ship all the stuff down and they just like come out when they come out? Well, that entity's being damaged. Ah, it's the egg from the pentapod. Sorry, the biofuel? What's it called? This thing. Biochamber. So many robots, man. It's actually incredible. And they just hunger so much for power. I literally can't give them any more. Okay, we definitely don't need a laser upgrade at this point. And as far as I can tell, I think we've got everything we need for Aquilo. That's the thing, though. I don't really know what I need for Aquilo. Like, is this actually going to be enough? Let's increase the robot amount a bit. We'll increase the amount of solar panels and accumulators too. We can probably bring some more heating towers, because apparently the planet is cold, and you need to, like, generate heat. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. This extra stuff, I think, should see us right. And then there's not really any excuse. Okay. Looking good, looking good. So we'll let all that stuff finish. Oh, this copper mine is going to run out, I think. Sorry, this coal mine is going to run out. Once this coal mine runs out, what happens next? Okay, that iron, there's 1 million, there's 2 million there. 9 million, 9 million, 800,000, 1.6, 2.2. Okay, where's another copper deposit? I guess there's, sorry, coal. There's coal here, so we can use that coal once this coal runs out. Should we set up that coal deposit just in case? We may as well. I feel like it's close enough to the main part of our base that there's no reason not to at least have it ready. So, you know, like, worst case scenario type stuff. We've got what we need. Fold this back in. And this can head into the base. Okay. Okay, so that's all the coal there. Now we need to actually just get it to come in. Let's bring it across. Hey SSL, how far along are you? I'm getting ready to go to Aquilo, actually. It's been a while, I hope you've been well. I was wondering where you were the last couple weeks. Yeah, all things considered, I probably haven't made that much progress. I think I wouldn't say I'm stagnant, but like, you know, I'm probably not as far along as you might have expected. That's probably the way I would put it. But we're getting ready for our trip to Aquilo. Have you been to Aquilo? I can't remember. So I'm just loading up the rocket with some more essentials and stuff like that. I stream at very bad times for you. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm streaming on Aussie times. But I hope you've been well. I've missed your advice and support for sure. Okay, input priority on the right. This doesn't work, does it? I'm gonna do it like this. There we go. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, we've made some pretty big progress. So I've got a second ship, which is much better designed. I didn't make this. I downloaded this design. It's so elegant. And it uses a bunch of programming stuff that I don't understand. Fulgora, I've started working on quality, but I haven't really done a lot with it. But it is being done. Gleba is Gleba. I'm surprised that Gleba is actually even still functioning at all, to be totally honest with you. But it is, somehow. Vulcanus has basically not changed since, probably the first time I was there. Norvis, I've expanded things a lot since probably the last time. Mainly, I've been putting down a lot of solar power and stuff like that. I've set up a network with 2 trains on it at the same time. That's pretty exciting. The mod makes full Gora really important. Mod? You're playing with a mod, are you? Someone's playing before Pokemon XY came out, you were raising the level cap to 200. That would be crazy. 200 level cap in a Pokemon game. That'd be awesome. Okay, input priority on the right. I wanted to use up the coal from the mine here before it uses up the coal from this area that I've just expanded to. I'll put down a radar there so I can actually see stuff. You unlock the new asteroid recipe. The new asteroid recipe is a game changer. It's incredible. Getting copper and iron. The mod, oh, that's right, the mod that deletes Gleba. I remember you telling me now about that. Am I making radars? That's something else that I could put on this platform. I can order a few radars. But I love that, like... you hate Gleba so much, you're just like, I really don't want to play this. I'm downloading a mod that just deletes this whole planet. Love it. I respect that a lot. As somebody who survived Gleba, I fully respect your decision. I've managed to make Gleba, like, work reasonably well. I can get a decent amount of science from it. Each trip. The new way of making agri-science needs holmium. Plate or the liquid? Because doesn't the electro science packs also need holmium? Well, it needs holmium solution. Just the liquid. Okay, so it's got a similar recipe to electro science. Does the agri science decay? Or did they fix that? They use the same liquid, okay. You have the option to remove it. Ah, okay, so it's like in the mod settings. That's nice. That's really the only thing that I would, like, seriously change. Like, I think that Gleba, it's not to my liking. I don't really like it that much. I don't dislike it as much as you. The big thing for me is the agricultural science expiring. I think that's too much. That's too far. I could probably refactor this to use the big mining drills, couldn't I? 2.5 per second, half per second, yeah. Yeah, I should actually just use this. If we're gonna do this, we may as well do this, like, properly. Okay, pop some of these down. And Bob's your uncle. Nice. Yeah. It's really silly, honestly. Like I said, I don't dislike Lever as much as you. But even I think that, like, no, this is too far. They did not cook with that. It just needlessly makes it so much more, like, stretched out for no reason. Put these there, like this. And there we go. Alright, sweet. So, agricultural science is now tied to Fulgora. Interesting. So Fulgora becomes a lot more important for the mod. Makes sense. So how far have you gotten on Fulgora? Like, you're just setting up the science production? Of both types of science? Wow, plastic is in high demand. I need to expand this setup. I can drag this across. How did I get the water here? I actually forgot how I got water. No, water's in there. What am I talking about? Why aren't you operating? Oh, because there's too much light oil. Oh no, because they're... There we go. The cables weren't connected.